This red zone drive wasn't doomed by bad play calling. The biggest hindrance was execution and maybe a little bit of personnel. Hi, I'm Dallas, this is Perry. Let's jump in. This is the first drive of the second half. The Cowboys have done a good job of getting it all the way down to the 1 yard line. It is now 1st and goal at the 1. By the way, last year across the whole NFL, if you were 1st and goal at the 1 yard line, you scored on that play 52% of the time. And here is our first play. We have a jet sweep with Hendershot, our tight end. I don't really hate this call. Let's take this a little slower. What we're gonna see here is Dak hands him off the ball, and if we stop here, we can see that there's a window right there, a little gap, and you can't see it because the guy's just a little bit off the screen, but there's a defender up there, but he is overcommitting to the right. Hendershot decides to take this play to the wide side when I think he should have planted his foot in and gone right up the hole here. And you can see that Steele is literally laying on his dude there. Instead, he actually goes back a little bit and then tries to cut in. And look, he's actually contacted at the 3 yard line. He reaches up and gets just inside the 1. I think if he had cut earlier here and is contacted at the 1 per se, which I don't even know if that would actually happen, he's getting into the end zone. Now, I know you're looking at 44 and like he's filling in the gap, but he doesn't have any momentum and Hendershot does. If you're curious, across the whole NFL last year, 2nd and goal at the 1 yard line, teams scored at a rate of 61%. Here we have a play to the right, and we see Dowdle try to cut out. It's actually pretty similar to the Hendershot play in the execution. This is the one play where I don't know if there's a scoring opportunity here, but I do know that you could get at least back to the line of scrimmage. From the all-22 backside angle, you can see that the guard has taken out that defensive tackle. Smith has also got his guys off of their feet. You do have this linebacker here filling in this gap. I think that's your best place to score. And Dowdle decides to take it outside where he's got no blocking and he's met by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders. I think he's more likely to find success if he tries to shoot that gap, even though that linebacker's there, or if he tries to follow behind the lineman there. This is a rough one. I'm not sure he scores either way. But I do know that him losing the 2 yards had pretty disastrous effects for your percentage of scoring. If you're 3rd and goal at the 3 yard line, you score 29% of the time. But if you had got to the 1 yard line, you score 67% of the time. That's a huge difference. All right, we've got a shotgun look. We've got our tight end there to the right. Holbert there is gonna run a little in hitch, and Ferguson is going to take that flag or post corner route to the corner of the end zone. He's gonna beat his man pretty easily, makes him stumble, look at that, and is wide open, and Dak just overthrows him. This is an example of great play calling, but poor execution. In the end, we have to settle for this, a field goal. And if you settle for a bunch of field goals, this is what Micah looks like. Yikes. Now, I did say that something about personnel might have bothered me here. I don't feel like Hendershot or Dowdle are the best people to hand the ball off to. I feel like Pollard is your best running back. Running to the right side, that's great, but they're not following their blocks like they should have. Better running backs or an actual running back instead of Hendershot might have seen that gap and been able to shoot in for the score. That's all I got.